Should we make some soup?
Well, I think we probably could.
I think we should.
That sounds great.
What did the founders and the people of their era eat? To bring one of the period's dishes to life, I explored the ingredients, the meals, and the dining of the era. I road-tripped to the restaurant at Burdick's in Walpole, New Hampshire, where Ken Burns is a frequent customer.
This is so good, Wes. It's really good. It's so good.
Executive chef Wesley Babb and I made West Indian pepper pot soup, just the kind of dish the founders might have eaten on America's first birthday.
The City Tavern, which is where the founding fathers were spending
a lot of time. Get a lot of work done at bars and taverns. Things you can't figure out in Independence Hall when you're a little bit more lubricated and well-fed. Sometimes those compromises seem more reasonable.
Here's how you'd make a 250-year-old soup.
These ingredients sort of originated all over the world, but then they kind of all ended up in one recipe in one place and time.
Start off by sautéing salt-cured pork and beef shoulder.
beef and pork, which are not indigenous to the Americas. There were no cows or pigs in North America prior to European contact.
After 10 minutes, add your onion, garlic, and the Scotch bonnet pepper. Then you'll follow with scallions and taro root.
Taro root over here, but finding out that it's actually poisonous until you cook it was rather interesting.
No pressure.
No pressure?
Yeah.
Pour in your chicken stock and spices. Bring it to a boil and then reduce the heat. 30 minutes later, you'll add callaloo, cooking it until it's wilted.
Callaloo, which is the leafy green that grows on top of taro, made its way from Southeast Asia all the way to Africa and was actually brought over to the Americas by enslaved humans as a kind of memory seed. But it is also the name of a stew in West Africa, and essentially enslaved people who were working the plantations in the Caribbean were trying to recreate kind of a dish from home. And there's like this sort of mythic legend about pepper pot soup keeping some of the soldiers alive at Valley Forge in the very depths of winter. So perhaps they traveled with the soup.
The final dish, which Ken and I ate at Burdick's, definitely had a kick to it. It had a deep, rich umami broth and was a pleasantly surprising combination of flavors and textures.
Most people, when they think of 18th century cuisine in America, maybe aren't thinking of like a diverse kind of global cuisine.
Because of the way we've sentimentalized the revolution and sort of held it at arm's length, maybe because of the paintings rather than photographs, we also tend to think of it as a local, our thing against the British, when it's a fact, it's a global war.
Do you think that the surprising kind of globalness of the cuisine maybe subliminally influenced how they crafted this document, the Declaration of Independence?
These people who are definitely provincial, they live in outer provinces, they're 3,000 miles away from the home country. They're really, really different from one another. The South is dependent on slave labor, but slavery is legal everywhere. But they are being influenced. They're living among Native Americans. They're living among free and enslaved Black people. They're living among lots of different cultures, and they have lots of different, not just Protestant religions or sects, but they have Catholic and they're Jews and some Muslims who come over in the slave ships. So there is a polyglot thing, and I don't know what it is that finally provokes this movement towards universal rights as opposed to just arguments over British citizens and rights and representation. Food could easily be it.
Food, perhaps food is the unifying factor.
How spicy is it?
On a scale of 1 to 10, maybe 3 or 4, but more than I had expected. I'm glad it's not 8 or 9.